Yes, so we have learnt about this gravitation, and Isaac Newton was the first one who told us about the gravitation and how it works. He mathematically explained us, and he came to know that there is an attractive force between all objects. प्रत्येक गोष्टीमध्ये काय attractive force आहे, and that attractive force is nothing but the gravitational force. So it is not only apple, but it is about earth, moon, sun, everything. So Newton thought that if this force gravitation acts on apple, it should also act even at a greater height. So here they have given the force. So force is nothing but a thing which can change the speed as well as direction of motion of an object. So what can force do? If the body is not moving, you can move the body with the help of force. If the body is moving already, you can change the direction of the force object. Okay, so depending on what is the state, you can change the state of the object. Either it is moving, you can change the direction, or if it is not moving, you can set it into motion. So this is the picture of Newton. So he was an English scientist and he has done great work. खूप सारं काम केलेलं आहे. हे एक्झामला येणार नाहीये, फक्त तुमच्या माहितीसाठी आहे. So he has done a lot of work and his work is groundbreaking. Groundbreaking म्हणजे काय की वेगळ्या प्रकारचं काम केलेलं आहे. त्याच्यासारखं काम दुसऱ्या कोणी केलं नाहीये. And he has also invented a new branch of mathematics. So his work is wide variety, that is in light, heat, sound, mathematics, everywhere his work is there. So he is also the first scientist to construct a reflecting telescope. So before him there were telescopes, but they were not reflecting telescopes. Now look at this picture, circular motion and centripetal force. So you can see that if you take a stone and tie one end of the stone to a string and you can rotate it in a particular way, you can see this. And as long as you are holding the string and we are pulling it towards the center, so the force that we are applying is towards the center. आपण जी काही force apply करतोय ती towards the center आहे. If we stop this force, then what will happen? The stone will fly off in a straight line. तो जो stone आहे तो एका straight line मध्ये निघून जाईल. So you may recall that we have performed similar activity with 5 rupee coin. तो 5 रुपीचा जो कॉइन घेतला आणि तो एका ग्लासवर ठेवला, त्याच्यामध्ये तुम्ही एक कार्ड शीट ठेवलं. So glass, empty glass, above that card sheet, above that 5 rupee coin, and you flick it. What will happen? The coin will fall inside the glass. That is happening because of inertia. Okay, and rotating disc. If you take this 5 rupee coin on rotating disc, then what will happen? It will also fly off tangential to the disc. Tangential. So tangential means you can see it in the diagram. So here they have shown us the tangent. Tangent is just a line touching the circle at one point. Now you can see the definition here. Thus a force which is acting on an object, it is called as centripetal force. Centripetal force. Observe this. So force that is acting on an object, that is called as centripetal force. It is towards the center. Center seeking force it is called. Now centripetal means center seeking. Object tries to go towards the center of the circle because of this force. Now moon and natural satellites, they are also going around the earth, and the force that is being exerted, that is also a centripetal force. Now that force is nothing but the gravitational force. The TG force आहे ती कसली आहे? Gravitational force. Okay. So from the above activity example and question, it is clear that for moon to go around the earth, there must be a force which is exerted on moon, and this force must be exerted by earth, which attracts the moon towards itself. Similarly, sun is also attracting the other planets, and therefore this force is nothing but the gravitational force which exists between all objects. Now let us go to Kepler's laws. So Kepler's laws are given by Kepler, who was a astronomer in ancient times. Now what was the problem? पहिले लोकांना काय वाटायचं की Earth is the center of the universe. जे काय होतंय ते Earth मधून होतंय. So everything is revolving around the Earth. But that is not so. So these scientists, astronomers, they did a lot of calculations and observations, and from that they came to know that this is different. The shape of the orbits is such that it is called as the elliptical shape. Elliptical shape baga. This is the elliptical shape. So you can see the elliptical shape. So that is leading to the first law, Kepler's first law. Observe this. See the shape of the orbit. So the orbit of planet is an ellipse with sun at one of the foci. This is the first law we have to remember and learn it. पहिला law आहे तो learn करून टाका. The orbit of the planet is an ellipse with sun at one of the foci. And Kepler's second law says that the line joining the planet and the sun sweeps equal areas in equal intervals of time. Okay? So if you look at the ellipse, you can see that there are two foci. Varti baga ellipse F1 and F2. हे दोन foci दिलेले. So how do we get ellipse? If we cut the cone in a slanting position, you get an ellipse. जर कोनला तुम्ही कट केलं स्लॅन्टिंग पोझिशन मध्ये तर तुम्हाला एक इलिप्स मिळतो. हे बघा. सो दिस इज द फर्स्ट लॉ अँड सेकंड लॉ. सो लाईन जॉइनिंग द प्लॅनेट सन स्वीप्स इक्वल एरियाज इन इक्वल इंटरवल्स ऑफ टाइम. तर एबी आणि सीडी जे डिस्टन्स कव्हर्ड आहे इन इक्वल टाइम आफ्टर इक्वल इंटरवल्स, त्यांनी जो एरिया स्वीप केलेला आहे तो एरिया इक्वल आहे. ओके. नाउ the square of its period of revolution around the sun is directly proportional to the cube of the mean distance. आता square of the period of revolution म्हणजे एकदा सनच्या भोवती जायला किती वेळ लागतो, that is t square. Okay, that square of the period of revolution around the sun is directly proportional to the cube of the mean distance of the planet from the sun. ठीक आहे. तर mean distance जे आहे that's a cube म्हणजे t square upon r cube is equal to constant. So Kepler obtained these laws simply from the study of position of planets. The planets study करून त्यांनी हे सगळे laws आपल्याला दिले. But he had no explanation why planets obey these laws. हे laws obey का होतात, त्याचं काय कारण आहे? What is the reason? That was not known. Then Newton's universal gravitational law. So all above consideration, Kepler's laws led to Newton to formulate his theory of gravity. तर न्यूटनने काय केलं, केपलरचे लॉ स्टडी केले आणि त्याच्यावरून स्वतःची थिअरी मांडली. So what was his theory? He said that every object in the universe attracts every other object with a definite force. प्रत्येक ऑब्जेक्ट दुसऱ्या ऑब्जेक्टला काय करतो, डेफिनेट फोर्सनी अट्रॅक्ट करतो. This force is directly proportional to the product of the masses of the two objects and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. directly proportional to their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them, असं त्यांनी आपल्याला सांगितलं. So introduction to scientist. Johannes Kepler was a German astronomer, mathematician. He has started working as a helper with famous astronomer Tycho Brahe in Prague 1600. After sudden death, he was appointed as a royal mathematician in his place. So Kepler used observations in mathematics, and then he wrote many books, and he also inspired Newton. So observe this now. Suppose there are two masses m1 and m2. समजा दोन masses आहेत बघा, m1 आहे आणि m2 आहे. So if the distance between their centers, बघा centers मधलं distance घ्यायचं आहे आपल्याला. Distance between their centers is given as d. Okay, then what? F proportional to m1 m2 upon d square. F proportional to m1 m2 upon d square, and F is equal to G m1 m2 upon d square. So capital G is nothing but a constant. Capital G ला आपण काय म्हणतो? Constant, gravitational constant. Here it is given. Capital G is the constant of proportionality, also called as universal constant. Okay, universal gravitational constant. Now remember this, learn the formula. F is equal to G m1 m2 upon d square. Now look at the formula carefully. If we take m1 double, then the force will be double. m1 ची value जर double केली, if mass of one object is double, then the force also becomes double. And if we double both of them, then it will become 4 times. 2 into 2, that is 4 times. If you look in the denominator, we have d square. खाली denominator मध्ये बघा d square आहे. So d square means what? Square of the distance. The distance square. The distance square केला तर काय होईल? If we double the distance, then the gravitational force will reduce by 4 times. 4 times ni gravitational force कमी होऊन जाईल. Now, whenever we consider this gravitational force, we are talking about the centers of two bodies. Now if they are spherical, there is no problem, but if they are not spherical, then what? Then the direction of force is along the line joining their masses, centers of masses, and d is the distance between the two centers of masses. हे बघा, irregular shape जर असेल तर त्यांच्या center of mass ला consider केलं जातं. Center of mass, that you have to consider. Now what is center of mass? We'll see. Capital G value they have given. Capital G value you have to remember 6.673 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. Remember this value. So this is nothing but capital G value. Capital G ची value है. It was first measured experimentally by Henry Cavendish. And how to measure it? It is nothing but the gravitational force between two objects which are 1 kilo apart, 1 kilo and 1 meter apart. 1 किलोचे दोन ऑब्जेक्ट घ्यायचे, त्यांच्यामध्ये 1 मीटरचा डिस्टन्स आहे, तर त्यांच्यामध्ये जी ग्रॅव्हिटेशनल फोर्स आहे त्यालाच आपण काय म्हणायचे? कॅपिटल जी, ग्रॅव्हिटेशनल कॉन्स्टंट. त्याची व्हॅल्यू पण माहिती आहे आपल्याला, किती आहे? 6.673 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. Okay. Then next one, what is center of mass of object? So here they have given the definition. Definition बघा. Center of mass of an object is the point inside or outside the object at which the total mass of object can be assumed to be concentrated. तर तो पॉइंट इनसाइड आहे किंवा आउटसाइड आहे, आणि तिथे काय आहे? मास ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट इज कॉन्सन्ट्रेटेड. अख्खा मास जे आहे ते कॉन्सन्ट्रेट झालेलं. सो सेंटर ऑफ मास ऑफ अ स्फेरिकल ऑब्जेक्ट हॅव्हिंग युनिफॉर्म डेन्सिटी इज ॲट जॉमेट्रिकल सेंटर, अँड सेंटर ऑफ मास ऑफ एनी अदर ऑब्जेक्ट इज युनिफॉर्म डेन्सिटी सेंट्रॉइड. ठीक आहे. तर सेंटर ऑफ मास जे आहे कुठल्याही ऑब्जेक्टचं ते युनिफॉर्म डेन्सिटी असेल तर सेंट्रॉइडला आहे. नाउ Let us go ahead. So why Newton assumed the inverse square law? For that there is a reason. So see the reason. Down they have given the derivation. Now for simplicity what we'll consider? We'll consider a circle. Actually काय elliptical pathway असतो, पण आपण काय करू, आपण सर्कल कन्सिडर करू सिम्प्लिसिटी साठी. आपल्याला लक्षात यावं, आपल्याला इझी पडावं म्हणून आपण सर्कल कन्सिडर करू. So if we consider circle, then what will happen? Then the force of attraction, that is the centripetal force, that is given by F is equal to G, F is equal to mv square upon r. F ची जी फोर्स आहे mv square upon r, ही फोर्स आपल्याला मिळते. Okay. Then if the planet is revolving around the sun in a circular pathway, then what you see, the centripetal force is given by F is equal to mv square upon r. Okay. So down you can see the derivation now. Yes, now you can see. So if the planet is revolving around the sun, then what happens? Now the orbit, you know, that is the circular orbit. So the distance traveled will be 2 pi r. Distance traveled किती असणार आहे? 2 pi r असणार आहे. Because it is a circle and F is equal to mv square upon r. So instead of v, we can put the value. V च्या जागी आपण value टाकू. So you can see this, v च्या जागी टाकले 2r, 2 pi r upon t. So you can further you can write down 4m pi square upon pi square r upon t square, multiplying up and down with r square. दोन्ही बाजूला r square ने multiply केले. Okay. And then you have this. So F is there. So force is equal to 4m pi square upon r square k. But 4m pi square upon k is constant. हे सगळ्या गोष्टी constant आहेत. मग वेगळं काय आहे? What is different here? So we have r here. R म्हणजे काय? Radius, distance. So the planet and the sun's distance, that is nothing but r. So force is proportional to what? It is proportional to the distance. And this is what is told by Newton. हेच आपल्याला न्यूटननी पण सांगितलेलं आहे. बरोबर आहे का? तर त्याच्यावरून आपल्याला असं म्हणता येईल. So that is the universal law of gravity. So Newton concluded that the centripetal force which is applied, which is acting on the object or planets, is responsible for the new circular motion, must be inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the planet and sun. So he identified this force as gravity and he called this law as Newton's inverse square law of gravitation. Now you can go further. So use your brain power will not be asked. Now let us see a solved example. So Mahindra and Virat are sitting at a distance of 1 meter from each other. Masses are given and 75 kg and 80 kg. So what is the gravitational force between them? तर इथं फॉर्म्युला वापरलाय बघा, कॅपिटल जी ची व्हॅल्यू टाकलेली आहे, कॅपिटल F is equal to G m1 m2 upon r square. So if you put all these values, you will get the answer 4.002 to 10 raised to minus 7 newtons. Now this is the gravitational force between Mahindra and Virat. Now this force is very small. ही जी force आहे ती खूप कमी आहे, and that's why you will never feel the force of gravity between all the objects that are around you. तुमच्या आजूबाजूला सगळे ऑब्जेक्ट जे आहेत त्यांचे पण तुमच्यावरती ग्रॅव्हिटेशनल फोर्स आहे, पण ती फोर्स एवढी कमी आहे की तुम्हाला ते जाणवत नाही. यू डू नॉट फील इट. दॅट इज बिकॉज इट इज व्हेरी व्हेरी लेस. इथे बघा किती व्हॅल्यू आली, 4.002 इंटू 10 raised to minus 7. खूपच कमी व्हॅल्यू आहे. आता जर ही व्हॅल्यू ऍक्सेलरेशन करत असेल तर ती किती करणार, फार कमी करणार. तर तेच त्यांनी इथे पुढे दाखवलेलं आहे. A very small force is applied, and if they will start moving towards each other, then it will be very slow. So above example assumes that bench on which if they are sitting frictionless, so what will be the motion after 1 second? So will their velocity change with time? Yes, they will. It will change, but it is very tiny. आता बघा राइट साइडला बघा, राइट साइडला त्यांनी कॅल्क्युलेट केलेलं आहे. So force of Mahindra F is equal to 4.002 into 10 raised to minus 7 Newton. महिंद्राचा मास दिलेला आहे आणि फॉर्म्युला वापरलेला आहे. A is equal to किती आहे, F upon M. So A is equal to F upon M. So F is the force, M is the mass. डिवाइड करा, तुम्हाला आन्सर काय मिळते बघा, 5.34 into 10 raised to minus 9 मीटर पर सेकंड स्क्वेअर. इतकं कमी आहे. You will not notice only. So using Newton's first equation, we can calculate Mahindra's velocity after 1 second. So Newton's first equation of motion is V is equal to U plus AT. So as Mahindra is sitting on the bench, its initial velocity is 0. सुरुवातीला त्याची velocity 0 आहे आणि 1 सेकंदानंतर किती असणार आहे, that will be equal to 5.34 into 10 raised to minus 9. So extremely small velocity, इतकी कमी आहे की काय कळणार पण नाही. So now you can see the high tide and low tide. So this is nothing but a effect of moon's gravity. So moon can affect the water on earth. Moon is also affecting the earth's atmosphere. Complete atmosphere त्याचं चेंज होऊन जातं. That is because of gravity of moon. So certain locations the level of sea water increases and decreases twice a day. लेवल जी आहे पाण्याची ती कधी वाढते कधी कमी होते, त्यालाच आपण काय म्हणतो, we call it as tides. Okay, so water directly under the moon gets pulled towards the moon and level of water there goes up, causing high tide at a place. At two places on earth 90 degree the low tide is formed. So इथे high tide and low tide दाखवलेले आहे बघा. Now earth's gravitational force. So will the velocity of stone thrown vertically upward remains constant? So समजा तुम्ही एक दगड घेतला आणि जोरात वर फेकला तर काय होईल, त्याची वेलोसिटी जी आहे ती सेम राहील का? So the answer is no. The velocity will keep on changing. So how will it change? The velocity will go on decreasing. Velocity जी आहे ती कमी कमी होत जाईल. A point will come when the velocity will become 0 and the object will start falling towards the earth. ठीक आहे, तर ऑब्जेक्ट सुरुवातीला जो आहे त्याची वेलोसिटी कमी कमी होत जाईल आणि फायनली ती किती होईल, 0. And then it will start coming towards the center of the earth. So normally what we say up and down. Actually what we should say towards the center of the earth. कुठली गोष्ट जी आहे ती अर्थच्या सेंटर कडे अट्रॅक्ट होते. तर इथं दिले बघा, अर्थ अट्रॅक्ट्स एव्हरी ऑब्जेक्ट towards itself because of gravitational force. The center of the earth is situated at the center. So gravitational force on any object due to earth is always directed to the center of the earth. So because of this force, an object falls vertically downwards on earth. Similarly, when we throw a stone upwards, this force tries to pull it down and reduce its velocity. कुठली गोष्ट तुम्ही जर वर फेकली तर ती खाली अट्रॅक्ट होते towards the center of the earth. So due to this constant downward pull, the velocity becomes zero, and after a while it comes down and fall down. So here they are given two more examples. You can see the example. Calculate gravitational force due to earth on Mahindra in earlier example. आता बघा याच्यातल्या काही गोष्टी ज्या आहेत त्या डिलीट झालेल्या आहेत. तर इथे बघा फॉर्म्युला त्यांनी वापरलेला आहे. सी द फॉर्म्युला. Now these two examples are there. हे एक्झाम्पल्स आहेत, हे एक्झामला येऊ शकतो. तर बघा काय कॅल्क्युलेट करायचंय, फोर्स ऑफ ग्रॅव्हिटी कॅल्क्युलेट करायची ऑफ अर्थ ऑन महेंद्र. दॅट इज कमिंग आउट टू बी 733 न्यूटन. Then starting from rest, what will be the Mahindra's velocity after 1 second? 1 सेकंदानंतर त्याची velocity किती असणार? That will be 9.77 meter per second. एवढी त्याची velocity 1 सेकंदानंतर असणार. So according to Newton's law of gravitation, every object attracts every other object. प्रत्येक गोष्ट दुसऱ्या गोष्टीला अट्रॅक्ट करते. So thus, if Earth attracts apple towards itself, apple is also attracted to the earth. जर अर्थ अट्रॅक्ट करते ऍपलला तर ऍपल सुद्धा अर्थला अट्रॅक्ट करतो विथ द सेम फोर्स. आता प्रॉब्लेम काय आहे की अर्थ खूप मोठी आहे, तिची इनर्शिया खूप जास्त आहे. अर्थ इज व्हेरी 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 लार्ज अँड ऍपल इज व्हेरी स्मॉल. इवन इफ द सेम फोर्स इज अप्लाइड ऑन टू ऑब्जेक्ट्स, द इफेक्ट विल बी डिफरंट बिकॉज ऑफ द इनर्शिया. समजा अर्थला तुम्ही फोर्स लावली आणि ऍपलला तेवढीच फोर्स लावली, अर्थ हलणारच नाही, पण ऍपल खूप हलू शकतो. दॅट इज बिकॉज द मास ऑफ ऍपल इज व्हेरी व्हेरी लेस. ऍपलचा मास खूप कमी आहे, त्यामुळे तो हलणार आहे. ओके, अंडरस्टूड?
हो सर.
So if the velocity was not there, they would have fallen on earth. Now Earth is also attracting the moon. Moon सुद्धा अर्थ कडे अट्रॅक्ट होतोय. आर्टिफिशियल सॅटेलाइट्स पण अर्थ कडे अट्रॅक्ट होतात, पण ते काय पडत नाहीये. व्हाय दॅट इज सो? दॅट इज बिकॉज दे हॅव वेलॉसिटी इन हॉरिझॉन्टल डायरेक्शन. तर अर्थची टुवर्ड्स द सेंटरला ते अट्रॅक्ट होतात, पण ते फिरतात पण आहे ना. मून इज रोटेटिंग अराउंड द अर्थ. त्याला एक वेलॉसिटी आहे, त्या वेलॉसिटीमुळे तो फिरतोय आणि तो पडत नाही. जर त्याला तुम्ही थांबवलं ना की तो येऊन पडेल आपल्या अर्थवर. Thus the gravitational force due to the earth. So there is a gravitational force of earth. Okay, and this is called as acceleration due to gravity. यालाच आपण काय म्हणायचं? Acceleration due to gravity. So as gravitational force is all object and it is always towards the center of the earth. So small g value, small g ची ती व्हॅल्यू आहे बघा. It is a vector quantity. त्याला डायरेक्शन लागते. It is a vector quantity and it is always directed to the center of the earth. So value of g on the surface of the earth कशी काढणार बघा. So we can calculate the value of g using Newton's universal law of gravity. तर इथे दोन लॉज दिलेले आहेत. एक आहे F is equal to gmm upon r square आणि दुसरा आहे F is equal to mg. दोन आहेत बघा. फोर्सचे दोन लॉज आहेत, फोर्सचे दोन इक्वेशन्स आहेत. नीट बघा. याच्यामध्ये छोटा m जो आहे दॅट इज द मास ऑफ अर्थ. छोटा m म्हणजे मास ऑफ अर्थ आणि कॅपिटल M म्हणजे काय? छोटा m जो आहे तो छोटा m जो आहे तो मास ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट आणि कॅपिटल M इज द मास ऑफ द अर्थ. सो स्मॉल m विल गेट कॅन्सल्ड इफ यू सी देम टुगेदर. त्या दोघांना जर एकत्र घेतलं तर काय दिसते तुम्हाला? यू कॅन कॅन्सल m. दोन्ही बाजूला m आहे बघा. You can cancel it. Once you cancel them, then see what happens. You get small g is equal to capital G m upon r square. Small g ची value मिळाली capital G m upon r square. If you put all the values, capital G ची value टाकली, mass of earth टाकलं, radius of earth टाकलं, तर काय आन्सर येते 9.77 meter per second square. Observe this. This is the value you have to remember. ही value learn करायची. Now, how does this value of g changes? So, change is there along the surface of earth. Change is along with the height also. So, small g value change is not same everywhere. It is changing on the surface of earth. That is because earth is not a sphere. Earth जो आहे तो काही sphere नाहीये. It is bulging at the equator. Earth equator ला थोडीशी जाड आहे आणि poles ला थोडीशी चपटी आहे. Okay. So radius is largest at the equator and smallest at the poles. So the value of g is thus highest 9.832 meter per second square at poles and decreases slowly with decreasing altitude. जसं altitude change होईल तसं काय होतंय? Change होतीये. So it's lowest 9.78 meter per second square at equator. Now change with height. So as we go above the earth surface, the value of r in the equation increases and the value of g decreases. r ची जी value आहे ती increase होते आणि g ची value ती decrease होते. So read this. So as we go above the earth surface, the value of r in the equation increases and value of g decreases. So remember, if you see the radius of earth, it is very large, 6,400 kilometers. So just 10 kilometers above the surface of earth, you are not going to feel significant change. तुम्ही जर 10 किलोमीटर वरती प्लेन मध्ये असला तर जास्त काय फरक पडणार नाही. तर जी ची व्हॅल्यू तिथे पण तेवढीच असणार आहे. But if you go to heights of artificial satellite, then the distance becomes very large and the g value also decreases to a great extent. हे बघा इथं दाखवलेलं. Surface of the earth, the value is 9.8. Mount Everest also 9.8. जसं तुम्ही वर जाताय 400 kilometers, it is 8.7. And 35,700 kilometers, it is far away, that is 0.225. Now with depth also it changes. How it changes with depth? So the value of r decreases. One would think that the g should also increase, but that is not so, because the mass of the earth that is pulling towards the center also reduces. जे mass तुम्हाला अर्थ कडे सेंटर कडे अटॅक करते ते कमी होऊन जातं, and therefore the combined effect that as we go down towards the center of the earth, then the value of g decreases. At the center point it will be 0. Extreme center ला जी value आहे ती 0 असणार आहे. Now every planet and satellite has different mass and radius. According to the equation, the value of g on surface are different. तुम्ही जर मून वर गेलात तर तिथे g ची व्हॅल्यू कमी आहे. It is 1/6 of the value of earth. अर्थ वर जेवढी व्हॅल्यू आहे त्याच्या 1/6 व्हॅल्यू मून वर आहे. Then mass and weight they are cancelled. Mass आणि weight cancel झालेला आहे. So this part is gone, but formula is there. Formula ठेवलेला आहे त्यांनी. Small g चा formula आहे capital G m upon r square. Now let us go to the example. So look at this example. A person weighs 750 Newton on Earth. How much would we weigh on Moon? If Moon's mass is 1 upon 81 times of Earth and radius is 1 upon 3.7 times of that of Earth. So सर्वात पहिले आपण काय केलं, weight on Earth काढलं, ते 750 Newton आहे. Then ratio of mass of Earth, that is me upon mm is equal to 81. And ratio of radius किती आहे, तर 3.7 आहे. तर सगळ्या व्हॅल्यूज टाकले, सॉल्व्ह केलं, पुढे शेवटी आन्सर आला 126 न्यूटन. बघा बरं कसं सॉल्व्ह केलंय. वेट ऑन अर्थ काढलंय, वेट ऑन मून काढलंय आणि डिवाइड केले. So weight on moon is 1/6 of that of weight on earth. मून वरती जे वेट आहे ते 1/6 आहे that on earth. Now we have gravitational waves. So waves that are created on the surface of water when we drop stone in it. Similarly, we have waves that are there in the space-time continuum. The X-ray जे आहेत ते waves आहेत, ultraviolet, infrared, हे सगळे different types of electromagnetic waves आहेत. युनिवर्स जे बनलेलं आहे ते मॅटर आणि मॅटर पासून बनलेलं आहे, space-time. So gravitational waves are the disturbance that is created. जे काय disturbance होतं space fabric मध्ये, space time मध्ये, त्यालाच आपण काय म्हणतो, gravitational wave. Einstein predicted this in 1916 and these are very weak and very difficult to detect. आपण detect पण नाही करू शकत ते लवकर. So there is one instrument called as LIGO, Laser Interferometric Gravitational Wave Observatory. So it has done a lot of calculations and it has done observations, and from that we come to know about the gravitational wave. तर स्पेस टाइम मध्ये जो काय होणारा बदल आहे तो आपल्याला त्याच्यावरून कळतो. त्यांनी लेझर्स वापरलेले, ते लेझरची वेव्हलेंथ थोडीशी चेंज झाली, त्याच्यावरून त्यांना कळलं की there is a gravitational wave in the universe, and gravitation, they are trying to understand what it is. Still we have not understood what is gravitation. It is an attractive force. Then why it is attractive force, how it is generated, are there particles of gravity, gravity चे parts आहेत का, हे काही कळलं नाहीये. Next part is free fall. So if you take a small stone, hold it in your hand, which forces are acting on it? So there are forces like gravitational forces there. Your hand is exerting some reaction force, upward direction. Now if you release the stone, what will happen? What do we observe? So the stone will fall down. Down means towards the center of the earth. So we know that the force of gravity due to earth acts on each and every object. प्रत्येक गोष्टीवरती earthची gravitational force आहे. So stone was experiencing a force, but it was balanced by force that was applied on it in opposite direction. So as a result, stone remained at rest. So once we release the stone in our hand, then the only force that was acting, that was gravity. तर जेव्हा एखाद्या गोष्टीवर फक्त ग्रॅव्हिटी काम करते तेव्हा त्याला काय म्हणतात, freely falling object. So thus the release of stone is a free fall. So if free fall is there, then the initial velocity of the object is 0 and it goes on increasing. सर्वात पहिले काय असते, 0 असते आणि नंतर ती वाढत जाते, and then it touches the ground. If there is now here during a free fall, the frictional forces of air are also operating, but there is no friction in vacuum. Vacuum जर असेल तर त्याच्यामध्ये काही फ्रिक्शन होत नाही. तिकडे फ्री फॉल कसा आहे, परफेक्ट आहे. So For a free falling object, the velocity on reaching the earth and the time taken for it can be calculated by Newton's equations. The Newton's equations बघा, learn करा. V is equal to gt, s is equal to half gt square, v square is equal to 2gs. हे सगळे न्यूटनचे इक्वेशन्स आहेत फ्री फॉल साठी. Now, v means what? Final velocity. G is the acceleration due to gravity. T is the time. S is the displacement. Okay. So all these things I told you. Accordingly, you can use it to find out either final velocity or displacement or time also. So G value is minus. G value minus means what? So for calculating motion of an object towards thrown upward, acceleration is taken as negative. जेव्हा खालून एखादा ऑब्जेक्ट वर जातो तेव्हा acceleration आपण निगेटिव्ह घेतो. Direction of opposite to the velocity is taken to be minus g. So magnitude of the g is same, but the velocity decreases if it is negative acceleration. तर दोन टाइपचे acceleration आहे. एक आहे पॉझिटिव्ह acceleration, दुसरा आहे निगेटिव्ह acceleration. So when you are accelerating, your velocity goes on changing. पॉझिटिव्ह acceleration मध्ये तुमची velocity वाढत जाते, निगेटिव्ह acceleration मध्ये तुमची velocity कमी होत जाते. आलं का लक्षात? तसं दिलेलं आहे. So just read this. Yes, any questions? कोणाला काही क्वेश्चन असेल तर विचारा.
नाहीये सर क्वेश्चन.
Okay, we'll stop here then. Goodbye.
Bye sir.
Bye, sir.